Personal Choice segment time. New poll from the Washington Post, ABC News, folks, matches Hillary Clinton up against Donald Trump in the presidential race. And here are the stats. Poll has Clinton at 50%, Trump at 41%. It's independents making the difference here. 48% breaking for Mrs. Clinton, 39% Mr. Trump. It's now here in New York City, Rudy Giuliani, who is informally advising Donald Trump. I think everybody is there's nobody really formally invited. But look, I mean, we all know this is a snapshot in time, and then when you get into a campaign, things change and all of this. But it is worthy because, as I said, if Trump wins Florida, he's got a really good chance to get this nomination.
If he wins Florida, he's got a very chance of getting it. If he wins Florida and Ohio, he's definitely...
Then he's got it.
Then he's got it. Absolutely. And so right now you would have to make him...
I'd say 3-1.
Yeah,
3-1 favorite.
4-1 favorite to get it.
Right.
Hard to see how Cruz really catches him.
Cruz could catch him if he loses Ohio, Trump that is, and you know, the Rubio people go to Cruz. You know, all of the people go over. Right.
A lot of the states coming up are going to be good states for Trump, like New York, like Illinois, like California. Republicans there.
I don't know about California, though. Do you really think
California Republicans? Yeah.
You think they'll go for Trump?
Yeah, I think
because they are very conservative in the off the coast, right? And I think Cruz may have, you know, a pretty good appeal there.
But he won Mississippi.
It's what?
He won Mississippi.
Trump did. Yeah, because the evangelicals, interestingly enough, but there aren't any evangelicals in California.
It's got to be galling
to Cruz.
To Cruz. Those states were built for him.
Yeah, but Cruz, I don't even think Cruz campaigned very much in Mississippi. I think they just, you know, knew that they weren't going to do well.
I thought the best news for Donald Trump last night was Michigan, not just winning it.
Winning it big.
And Sanders winning it.
Right.
Hillary obviously has some weaknesses in the Rust Belt. Donald, I think, has a lot of strength in the Rust Belt. And that could switch the electoral map. It could be a different electoral map than what we've been seeing in the past.
Right. Now, Hillary Clinton losing doesn't really matter, though, because she's got twice as many delegates as Sanders, and she's going to clean up next Tuesday with Florida and Ohio. I mean, there's no way Sanders is even competitive in those states at this point. So that's almost a given. Now, Hillary at 50% of the electorate, though, I don't see her holding that number.
I don't see her holding that number either, and I think when you look at some of the underlying things in the polls, like the 60–65% of Democrats who don't trust her. Nobody's exploited that yet. No one's faced people.
Could we be facing, Mr. Mayor Alero, who do you trust least? Could we be, you know, remember that show, Who Do You Trust? Johnny Carson used to do it before. Now it'll be, who do you trust least? You know, and I'm doing that in a way that is accurate according to the polls, because Trump has very high negatives.
They both
very
do.
high.
They both do.
Right.
But Hillary also still has this FBI investigation. Get herself through. I don't see how she comes out of it in good shape.
Now, as a former prosecutor,
indict her, or if they don't indict her, you're going to have a scandal.
As a former prosecutor, all right, you're watching this in FBI.
I have been for months.
Okay.
Right.
So I have said, and I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you in my analysis here, that I believe the FBI is doing an honest investigation. Do you believe that?
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
Okay.
And Jim Comey was one of my assistant U.S. attorneys, and
he's an honest man.
Straight as an arrow and very smart.
Okay. So you have to then consider that within 60 days, they're going to have something. They can't let it drag on too much longer, can they?
I'm surprised, actually, it's taken this long, but it
all right. When you offer someone immunity, as they did in this case, all right, does that mean a grand jury is already impaneled to hear what the man says?
No. They offered him what's called a queen for a day. They offered him immunity with regard to what he's telling the FBI. I don't know. They may have put him before a grand jury. But
so there could be a grand jury already convened in this case. It's possible.
Yeah, it would be very unlikely.
Very unlikely at this point?
No, that you wouldn't convene a grand jury given the facts that exist.
Okay.
I would find that very surprising.
So there could be a grand jury secretly convened, because we haven't gotten any confirmation of that.
Not allowed to talk about it.
Right. So they're hearing now, regular folks, because that's what a grand jury is, regular people, hearing the information that the FBI is bringing, okay? And remember, Hillary Clinton's side doesn't get to rebut. It's just what the FBI is bringing.
And it's all confidential. Rule 9E protects it. It's a crime to reveal it, any of it. And the reality is, just from the public record, there's at least enough evidence to present to a grand jury. I mean,
you want to make a prediction?
Boy, it's so hard to indict somebody running for president.
Even if the evidence is there, because the FBI will put that evidence out.
I do it, Republican or Democrat, because that's the kind of prosecutor I was. But you're going to have to look into
Loretta Lynch.
Heart and soul.
But if she doesn't do it and the FBI recommends it, then, as you said, is a big scandal.
I think if she doesn't get indicted, you can have a scandal. I think there are FBI agents ready to come forward
and say what they
say she should be indicted. She clear out broke the law.
All right. Mr. Mayor, thank you as always.